back problems, okay, especially low back. I had a compression fracture at L3 that happened when I was lifting. When I got my axis adjustment, it went away. I had no more low back problems. Okay, so I'm just telling you this because this is what happened to me as far as symptoms, and this is what some of you are going by. I know in the health center. I had no more trouble with my low back, nothing. Okay, no more neck trouble either. That's what my neck still looks like. That's what it looked like when I came in here, other than it being a little bit more superior on the atlas. Okay, I went to the doctor's office. I had vertigo problems. When I woke up Saturday morning, I couldn't get my equilibrium. I'm 28 years old, and I couldn't even get my balance. I started having low back trouble again and neck problems. And this is what my neck looked like after 12 visits. That's perfect.
Now keep this in mind, people. I don't have a technique. I have a system that I will adjust any vertebra that needs adjusting. You have to have a good upper cervical package going for you. I did the Palmer package, I think, which is probably on the same order of what you're learned here. Sweat has a good package. Grostic has a good package. Blair had a good package. There's a lot of good upper cervical techniques. But you have to keep one thing in mind. There is no single subluxation that can unlock another subluxation. A subluxation can unlock anything that is compensated to that subluxation, but it can never unlock another subluxation. And there is a lot of subluxations that can happen in this body. And you also have to know how a body compensates to subluxation. Because whenever you adjust one thing, you have to know, am I negatively or positively affecting something else? So it's a big, big ball game to it. And that's why here at school, they want you to get a firm grasp on what they're teaching you before you start learning other stuff. You have to have a basis, a good, solid basis, which I got at Palmer College. As far as I'm concerned, it wasn't enough. That's why I went on to other things. I proved beyond a matter of a doubt that it wasn't enough. Because if upper cervical is strictly the whole thing, then how could Logan Basic even exist? See, there's nothing more than 100%. So there's all kinds of different accidents that affect the body in different ways. The one thing about atlas, it is the most important vertebra in the body. There is no vertebra in the body that's more important than the atlas vertebra, because you usually get that subluxation within the first year of life, and 99.9% of us never totally get rid of it. We get a lot of it corrected, but we don't get it all corrected. There's a lot of different factions to look at, and that's what progression is. And Gonstedts and the Grostics and all these people, and Tom Gilardi and B.J. Palmer and Galen Price, they all had their place in history. I hope that they left a little place for me. See? And there will be somebody come after me that'll step all over top of me, and that's fine, because that's what it is. Either we progress or we stay down. You either go forward or backward. There's no such thing as practicing 1912 chiropractic in 1993. Now we're going to show you just a few little things here as we go. Go ahead. In 1919, BJ was interviewed. He said, "To what do you owe your success, BJ?" And BJ replied, "Results in getting sick people well put us where we are today." Now listen to these next two. Not clever advertisement or not smart business friend. Just results. See? And up until 1961, chiropractic was a wonderful place to be. There were very few practice building courses that taught you how to cheat and steal and rob. All you did was practice chiropractic. You didn't set people up on 3 times a week forever. You adjusted them. And hit them back when they needed you. Because when a person is totally adjusted, no one has to help them. They know. And There's where our demise started. When we started adjusting people without a rhyme or a reason, just on 3 times a week. In 1915, when BJ first started thinking about instrumentation, we had 2 types of patients: city slickers and country hicks. City slickers could come in 3 times a week. Country hicks could only come in once every 2 weeks because they had to shovel manure and stuff like that in the morning. And he found out that the people who come in the least often got the best results. That's when he decided there had to be a time and a place to adjust. And that's when instrumentation came into chiropractic after that. And to me, it behooves to think how anyone can practice without something in their office to give them an idea. Am I failing or am I succeeding? It's another thing to have it tell you, then it's another thing to listen to it. It was telling me. I tried to listen, but I didn't know how, because I was practicing with an arsenal that didn't have enough weapons. Okay. You have to know what these spines look like. These are taken right out of Gray's Anatomy. They have nothing to do with Vern Pierce. They're out of Gray's Anatomy. A straight spine from front to back and a curved spine from the side. And that's known all over the world to everybody, except chiropractors. This spine on the left will live forever. The one on the right will kill you. Let me tell you about that. I had a sister that was born in 1924, the same year my uncle graduated from chiropractic college. She was under chiropractic care all of her life. She died at the age of 43. When I had a chance to look at her x-ray, she had a total reverse circle. Anyone that I've had a chance to pull x-rays out on who died early lost that curve. Best friend of mine, George Corey, his sister used to be the secretary to Dean Hinder. He's my best friend. He died at the age of 46. He looked like he was 86. I asked his brother, and I said, pull George's x-rays, I'd just love to see him. A minus, totally reverse curve. I have an uncle who died last October at the age of 99.2. Dated up till he was 97 years old. Drove his own car till he was 94. He'd get up at 9 o'clock in the morning, had his breakfast, went back to bed, and at 11 o'clock he was gone. He went out the way he was supposed to. Lived a life that was full. And then he passed on. He had a perfect 74. Thanks to me. You must understand what happens if you don't stop this. I'm going to show you something that will scare you right to death. Go ahead. Why, you people like to palpate? You'll find taut and tender fibers on this one.